this lecture, we will discuss the centralized traditional organizational structure, its pros and cons, and its impact on projects and project managers. The traditional or functional structure is one that is most widely utilized and known. When thinking of an organizational chart, most people will envision a functional structure. Remember that an organizational structure defines the hierarchy of the organization, as well as the roles and responsibilities of the different job titles, and also how the information flows throughout the organization. The functional structure is the most hierarchical. So if you start with the executive management on top, the structure flows down through senior then middle management. And finally down to the employees. Of course, there are also supervisors and or team leads and perhaps hierarchy at lower levels, but we'll use a simple structure in this lecture. This type of structure can be organized by business functions such as marketing, sales, IT, maybe operations. Or it could be organized by product. For example, Microsoft could be organized by its various software and hardware programs such as Office, Internet Explorer, Windows, Windows Phone, etc. And last, the structure could be organized by geographical regions. This is utilized by global companies that need to customize around different cultures and environments. For the purpose of this lecture, we will use the structure organized around business functions. So let's take a project that wants to develop software for the marketing department in order to create more efficiencies in marketing campaigns. So who would be the project manager out of this organization? Someone in IT, someone in marketing, maybe someone in ops? The answer is yes to all three. Depending on the organization or business unit, the project manager could come from anywhere. The majority of the time, the project manager would be someone from either marketing or IT. Let's say that the project manager is someone in marketing. Okay? Who would be on the project team? So the answer is most likely at least one person from each department. This is because this type of software will affect all units within the organization, so all business units should have representation on the project team. So these X's represent my project team. In this type of situation, how much authority does the project manager have over project resources? For example, if the project manager needed one of the IT members here to work 10 more hours per week, could they just tell them to do that? No, they could not. They would have to ask their manager, their marketing manager, who would communicate the question to the IT manager, and the IT manager would communicate that down with the IT team member. They would work out the IT team member's hours, and then that would have to go back across the information flow and reporting lines back to the marketing manager and back down to the project manager within the marketing department. So this does create inefficiencies in the management of projects. However, this structure is utilized most often, so we must learn to work within this environment, however inefficient it may be. There are advantages and disadvantages to working within this structure. Some advantages are, 1, there's no need to change the structure. You stick with the basic structure no matter what the project is. 2, there's flexibility in the skill set of the potential team members. 3, in-depth expertise can be found amongst the different business units. And 4, it's easy to transition back to operations after project closure. Some of the disadvantages are, 1, there's a lack of priority or focus on projects. Each business unit has their own work and priorities, and many times these conflict with the project work and priorities. 2, team members may not be on board with the project goals and objectives, as they are mostly concerned with getting their work done and moving back to their regular work. 3, projects are slow moving because of reasons discussed prior in the reporting and information lines. Remember we talked about between IT and marketing. And number 4, there is a lack of ownership by team members as they are only working on their part, and it can be seen as an additional burden to their already large workload. So that concludes our in-depth discussion of a centralized functional structure. As Laura Ingalls Wilder stated, the trouble with organizing a thing is that pretty soon folks get to paying more attention to the organization than to what they're organized for.